All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting daily vlog. This is Daily Vlog 2025, number 323. And today, we have got more big news. Like, I was not expecting this in any way, shape, or form. Quick reminder, if you haven't picked up your copy of The Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder, Book 1 of the Hemlock Saga, written by USA Today bestselling author Kiri, links are in the description down below. I get nothing from it. This is not sponsored. This is not a promotion or something. Kiri's my friend. I like her book. I want other people to buy it. Okay, so there is the website. It's called INKARNATE. And what it is it's a place where you can make maps. I've mentioned this before. I am not good at making maps. I have never been good at making maps. And the first TTRPG I ever played required maps. So I have had this love-hate relationship with maps. One of the reasons I have the premium tier thing subscription for Roll20 is I get free maps as part of that on a regular basis. It's not every single month, but like every other month, every 3 months, I will get a bunch of new maps. It's really, really nice. So, however, pre-made maps are not always going to work for me. Every so often, I need to make my own maps. And so, I use a website called INKARNATE. It should be pronounced Inkarnate, but I just want people to understand that it's Ink, I-N-K, and then Arnate. So it's Inkarnate, but it's a fantastic website that basically allows you to use their own sprites and assets and things like that to build your own maps. And it is robust enough that you can create some nonsense levels of amazing maps. You can actually go to Inkarnate and look through maps that other people have made. And you can actually take those maps and download them and use them in your own games and stuff. Some of the maps that people are able to make with this are just, it's insane how good they look. The maps that I make don't look that good, but they're functional, and that's all that matters. So, yeah, I've been using Inkarnate for years, literal years. When I think it might almost be a decade now. When I first, my first streamed D&D campaign, the Kingdom of the Kale Isles, I created the world map for that in Inkarnate. And it worked fairly well. I still have that map, but it's so old that I can't. It was made in a previous version of Inkarnate, and I can't edit it anymore. So eventually I need to recreate that map because it's a part of my campaign setting. Yeah. Anyway, so about Inkarnate. They have just announced Inkarnate 2.0 launches December 8th. This is a really, really big deal. Inkarnate has been continually improving for a long time. Like I said, I've been using it for, I think, at least a decade now. And the first version that existed doesn't exist anymore. Like, they changed how everything worked, and that's why I still have pictures of the maps, but I no longer can go in and edit them and things like that. I have to basically remake them from scratch. And every time they add new things, that it just gets better and better. And I've had a subscription for, I think, as long as I've been using it. And what that means is I get access to more assets. I can be involved in some of the beta stuff, and I can use my maps commercially, meaning if I ever get like real big and people are like, oh my God, that was such a cool, encounter. I wish I could do that. I could go, well, you can. Here's the map and here's how I set it up, and you can buy it all on my drive-through RPG page or something like that. I'm legally allowed to do that, even though I'm using all of their assets, and I'm allowed to commercially use any of the maps that I create. So that in and of itself is pretty cool. So 2.0 changes the things. They're adding a bunch of different things, and trying to see if I can find the notice thing that tells me more about. Okay, I thought I had it. All I have is the page that tells me what I get. So let me see if I can find it real quick. All right, let's see if I can do it here. I'm sorry, this is probably incredibly boring. All right, so I have all the information now. So there are basically in Inkarnate 2.0 they add a bunch of new things. They're adding a crap ton of new assets in a bunch of different styles. It's one of the other things I like about Inkarnate is there's a bunch of different like styles that you can use that allows you to make different maps that like look and feel different. But that's not all. They're also adding a marketplace, and this is another time where I get to go business mode. All right, so let's do some history here. So when we go back to D&D 3rd edition and the original version of the OGL, the Open Gaming License, that massively changed how the TTRPG community worked, just in general, because homebrewing has always been a thing. Dungeons and Dragons was a homebrew, and it was built on the idea of home brewing, and it's just always been a thing. But the thing about homebrewing and doing something as a hobby is you will eventually reach a point where people, the quality will improve to a point that you can no longer really afford to do it for free as a part-time hobby. If you want to improve what is already there, you need actual professionals doing it. And the OGL allowed for that. It allowed homebrewers to actually start creating things and publishing them and making money off of it. That was a really, really amazing thing. And we've had these breakthroughs in the business aspect of TTRPGs that have allowed people to monetize what used to be a free hobby, and it massively increases the quality of everything. And it creates an entirely new job market. All of these things are really, really good. So with this Inkarnate marketplace, the biggest problem if you're getting into a new field is getting your stuff in front of customers. I've mentioned this before. The hardest thing in the world in retail in general is just getting customers into your store. And so things like Drive-Thru RPG, the reason it's such a big success is because it's a centralized place where people can go and see a lot of different things. That's why Walmart was, is, and will be for a very, very long time as popular as it is, because you can get people into a store and get them in front of a ton of different things. And again, that's the really difficult thing. The Roll20 marketplace has been absolutely wonderful for map makers and the things like that, because you can go in there and token makers and all that. You can just go in there and find the things that you want and just download them, pay for them, get them right there. It's really great. The Inkarnate marketplace, when I first heard the term Inkarnate marketplace, my first thought is like, oh great, they're adding microtransactions to their damn thing. You guys have just really, annoyed me. I'm not going to stop using your product because it's by far the best product on the market. But I lost a lot of respect. And then I read what it is. So this is their description of it. Get ready for our vibrant marketplace where artists can showcase and sell their unique custom art. This new feature will enrich the Inkarnate community with a vast array of diverse styles and assets. So, this is not a marketplace for Inkarnate to piecemeal sell you a bunch of new things. This is a place where regular people can sell their art for you to use in your maps. Now, again, we'll talk about the subscriptions here in a little bit because they're changing, but the high-end subscription called Studio Mode comes with commercial licenses. So selling your art through this does involve, I would assume, involves some sort of release saying, by the way, whenever somebody buys this art, you are effectively giving them a license to use it however they will want in their maps, including selling it as part of their maps. And so some people may be a little bit wary of something like that. But again, I would assume there are protections built into it in some way, shape, or form to prevent people from kind of abusing it. But this is still this is a really, really big deal. Again, Inkarnate is a fantastic program. I know quite a few different people that use Inkarnate for their maps because it's just phenomenally good. And having a centralized place, like we talked about yesterday with BackerKit and their holiday market bundle sale thing, having a centralized place where people can go and find a lot of different things and be able to kind of browse and stuff like that is really, really amazing. It's a phenomenally good thing that will, again, create an entire new market. Now, you can already sell maps and assets and things like that on places like Roll20, but to be blunt, Roll20 doesn't work like Inkarnate in any way, shape, or form. So it's to me, this is a really, really big deal. It's going to be super, super cool. And I can't wait to see. I would really enjoy seeing on the marketplace the ability for people to sell their actual maps on there too. I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not, but I think it would be kind of cool. Because again, on Roll20, I can buy maps right there. And it's very, very useful. I would love, and I'm going to be honest with you guys here, half the maps on Roll20 are built in Inkarnate. And again, as long as you have that pro level subscription that's changing, we'll talk about that in a second, it's 100% legal to do that. So, the other stuff they're doing, they're adding a bunch of new stuff that I'm not going to go into. But they also have this new feature called scene stamps. Effectively, if you use a bunch of their different assets and combine them into let's say you make your own little custom town indicator, you're a little town icon, but you do it by combining a bunch of different things all together. You can now save that as your own kind of custom to the thing, so you can keep reusing it wherever you want, which is another really, really big deal. The ability to make your own stamps by combining other kind of stamps and stuff like that is really, really cool, and again will allow for a lot of really amazing creativity. And again, I would love to see the ability to share these stamps with other people, whether it's through the marketplace or whether it's just through some other open source thing. So yeah. And then the other thing that's happening is they're changing their subscription model. My understanding, if I remember correctly, is my current pro level Inkarnate subscription, I believe, cost me $25 a year, which is a phenomenally good deal. The new subscriptions that they have 3 different levels. You have the hobby, the creator, and the studio levels. Hobby is free. You have a limited number of maps you're allowed to create. At the free level, you're only allowed to create three maps. And you can only use some of their art assets, and it's very limited, but it's really just designed to give you an idea of how it works. The creator one is the full price is going to be $40 a year, or monthly. I believe it's like $5. Well, here I can look at it. Yeah, the monthly is $5 or $8 a month. The yearly is $40 a month. However, if you purchase before December 31st, you get 50% off. So right now, the creator one is $25 a year. And that comes with 50,000 plus assets. You can do up to 100 maps. You can make up to 100 custom assets. And you can do this other thing where you can clone a map. Basically, there's a section called Explore where you can see all these different maps that people have done. If you're a creator level, you can clone that map so that you can put it in your own map gallery and change it around and add your own stuff to it. So you can basically use other people's maps that they've created as a starting point for yours, which is kind of cool. And then the studio, which is kind of the new pro level one, is going to be $80 a year or $15 a month. And this one gives you commercial use for your maps and then an unlimited number of maps. You can make up to 10,000 custom assets. And then you also get, I don't know what it is, but they call it an art manager in early access. Again, I've been using the pro level, which is basically what studio is going to be. And the nice thing about that, and my pro level subscription again has been $25 a year for years now. According to this, because I already have a pro level subscription, I got automatically upgraded to the studio plan. And as long as my subscription remains active, I get to continue paying for this $80 studio plan at $25, which I am ecstatic about. I have no idea if the 50% discount thing is going to be permanent or not. My advice would be if you don't have a subscription yet, I would probably get your subscription now, the yearly price, so that you have a full year of the cheaper amount. If you are a game master of any sort, even if your games normally don't use maps, there's a lot of benefits to having a map, even for games that are intended, like Fabula Ultima. Fabula Ultima is not designed to use a map in any way, shape, or form. However, I did use maps when I ran my Fabula Ultima because it's nice for the players to have something to look at. And even something as simple as just having a world map for the players to know, oh, we're here and we want to go here, is very, very useful and valuable. So yeah, again, I'm not sponsored by Inkarnate in any way, shape, or form. They do not know that I exist, and I don't use their product anywhere near good enough that they would want to ever partner with me. But it is something that I personally use on a regular basis. I really, really love it, and this 2.0 version of it is really exciting to me. So, interested to hear from you guys. First things first, do I have anyone out there that uses Inkarnate? And then second, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you think this is cool? Or could you care less about map making software? Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, again, that is all for me today, and I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.